So today I want to talk to you about getting found online. So having a website is great. Having a website that builds relationships is wonderful, but it also needs to be found. You can't just build your website in isolation and keep your fingers crossed. You need to do specific things in order to help yourself get found. And ranking high on the search engines is really important because 93% of all online experiences start with a search. So if you want to be found online, you want to be found by the search engines and be visible to them. And there are certain strategies you can adopt with your website that will increase your chances of being found. And I'm going to share with you the exact strategies I've used, which have resulted in me being ranked #1 in organic search for business coach for women, female entrepreneur coach, any keywords linked to that. And that hasn't just brought me more visitors to my website and more leads. It has also brought me more opportunities, invitations to speak, awards, all sorts of wonderful things that have come out of that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't very visible on Google. And as we talked about last week, if you are not on that first page of Google results, then you're pretty much invisible because very few people take the time to check out past the first page of Google results unless they're very determined and there's nothing on the first page that even remotely looks like the option that they're looking for. So being found on search engines is a really key part of being found online. It's not the only way you can be found online, of course, and we're going to look at that, but being visible in other places online also enhances your ability to be found on search engines. So it all works together. The strategies that help you get picked up and ranked highly on search engines are the same strategies that help you get found elsewhere online and find customers and help customers find you with greater ease anyway. So it's really a win-win situation. But I'll dig into exactly how I've done that. So the first thing I've done is focus in on SEO, search engine optimization through my keywords. One of the things that search engines look for is a quality website. So we were talking about this last week, the importance of having a quality website, but it's not just for your customers to come and think, oh, this is someone with credibility, this is someone that I like, know, and trust, and gives them that great impression. It also helps the search engines believe that if they send someone to your website, that you are going to give them value. You're going to give them a quality experience. Because if they don't send you to quality websites that give you value, you're going to go to another search engine. So by creating an algorithm that assesses the quality of a website and the quality of a page and the relevance of a page has been really, really important to Google because that's what their reputation is based on. So knowing that, you can now create each page with that in mind. And keywords is a great way of starting that. So you want to make sure that the keyword you want your page to rank for is everywhere. So you want it in the slug. So melittacampbell.com/podcast, for example, and then that word podcast to be throughout the page. And you want that word to be in the images, in the metadata, so the page description. You want it to be in the first line of the first paragraph, and you want it front loaded as early as possible. So it's really telling the search engine and visitors to your website that is the theme of that whole page. Then you want to put it in the body copy, you want it in the headings, but not all of the headings. Otherwise, the search engines may feel it feels like the keyword stuffing that I used to do way back when. So you don't want it in all the headings, but most of the headings. And you want it put throughout, and you can use forms of the word as well. So if your keyword is writing, you can also have write, written, writer, and filter those words through, and those all work together and tell the search engine that this page genuinely is about writing. You need to write for humans first. It has to be readable, it has to be enjoyable, it has to be valuable. And then you can go back and just double check. Have I got a good distribution of my keyword? Is there anywhere else I can put it? Have I put it too often? Does it feel to a search engine like I might be cheating? I might be doing the keyword stuffing here. Does it flow? Does it sound natural to someone reading it? So you want to write for the human first, but also keep the strategies that the search engines use in mind as well. So you want to use those keywords in the headings, the subheadings, the body text, the alt tags on images, so the description behind each images, description on the page, buttons, in your links, anything that's highlighted, you want that in there. And last week we were talking about the importance of not having a link that people have to click on to follow to find out what it is. So don't say click here, because the only way they know what they'll get when they click there is to click here. So you can use your keyword in that description of the hyperlink as well. And that again is going to tell the search engine that this page is all about that topic. So that is how you rank highly on your keyword, and you tell the search engine this is quality. The other thing you need to have is outbound links to other pages that also rank highly for that keyword or are relevant at least for that keyword as well. And you want pages linking to you who are relevant as well. And the pages linking to you may be more for your website rather than the pages, but if they are coming from relevant websites on your topic to your page, again, that's really all telling the search engine that your website offers a quality, well-rounded, well-balanced experience. And so you also want on that page links to other links on your website as well. And we talked about that last week with the 360-degree thinking, that you don't have dead ends on your website unless it's for a landing page, so people can go forwards and backwards. So you want internal links, external links, and backlinks to your website as much as possible. And that, as I say, shows the search engine that your website offers a great quality experience. So SEO is something that I've tried to do as much as possible on every page. My previous website was on WordPress, and WordPress has a plugin called Yoast. And when you click on that, it will tell you if you've got all the keywords in the right place, if you have got sentences that are readable and all of that. So it's a really, really helpful tool. So if you have a WordPress website, go and get Yoast to help you with that, and use tools like Grammarly as well to make sure that you don't have spelling errors, that your sentences are complete, your use of grammar is correct, and so on, so that it's, again, a quality experience for your visitor and for the search engine. So there are some other methods that I've used to amp up my SEO, to amp up my backlinks as well, which have also really helped my website to rank more highly, and also helps me be found by my clients across the web more easily as well. So the first of these tools is blogging. So I use this on my own website. I have to say I haven't been terribly consistent with my blogging, but what I've tried to do is explore various topics around my keywords, around what my business is all about, around the questions my niche has, my dream clients. What are they asking about? What's the conversation that they're having in their minds that they want answers to, they want support with, or they want to understand if how they're feeling and what's happening for them is normal. I've brainstormed all of that, checked the keywords, and strategically have different blog posts on these different topics with different keywords or keyword phrases, so that the pages aren't competing against each other. They're all enhancing the overall impression that the search engines have of my website. So I'm still adding to that blog. I'm still finding new questions, new things to explore. And a lot of those are coming out of questions that come up from my clients. And I figure if my clients have this question, then there's a lot of other small business owners, female entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, coaches, etc., with that same question. So I answer them in my blog. What a blog also allows you to do is to have longer posts. And this is a great example of adding value to your clients while also helping your SEO strategy, because with a longer post, you have more opportunity for those links externally and within your website. You have more opportunity to weave your keyword in, and it gives, I say, more value for your clients and tells Google what your page is all about. So blogging has been really important for me. And as I mentioned before, you can use your blog and different aspects of your blog to give you the content to use on your social media. And the social media is linking back to your website. And again, that tells the search engines that it's a good quality experience because this page isn't in isolation. It's being found and talked about in other places as well. Plus, you get found online from your social media posts and hashtags And when people interact with that, that then expands your audience, or the number of people who are seeing that post and therefore have the potential to click through to your website. So it all feeds into itself. So getting found online, it is this whole holistic 360 idea. The other thing that the blogs have helped me with is to start the conversation on social media, to understand more about what people are asking and then answering those questions online, either through social media content, through my podcast, or through blogging. I can then see what the most popular content is, or where there are gaps in people's knowledge, and then I offer that post to other websites. So I guest post on other people's websites, which again gives me exposure to a new audience. It expands the number of people who get to know, like, and trust me. And many of them, because you have, when you guest post, you usually have a bio at the bottom with a link through to your website. So it gives me that backlink to my website from a page that's relevant to my topic, because it's me talking about my topic. And it's going to my website, which again is helping with the SEO, with the search engine optimization. So getting found on other people's websites with a link back to your website, that's very important, is a key way of being found online and increasing your search engine ranking at the same time. So all of these strategies go hand in hand. Plus, when you guest post on someone else's website, they usually then talk about that on social media, which expands your reach even further, and again increases your search engine ranking, because you're being found online, you're being talked about, your topic is being talked about. So all of these things stack onto each other and complement each other. So guest posting is great, but also PR, it's very similar, submitting an article to a magazine or an online magazine. And even if it's a print magazine, usually it's replicated online somewhere as well, and on their social media, of course, as we've already talked about. But with PR, it doesn't need to be a full article even. You can just submit a paragraph or a quote that gets picked up and used in a bigger article. And that can be really effective, because these posts, often they're called wrap-up posts, if there's like several people talking about their advice around the same topic. So that page is going to get quite a lot of traffic, because everyone featured is going to be pushing people to that web page. And that web page is going to be featured on their social media. And then you get the backlink to your website. And it only takes minutes to do. If they're saying, oh, what's your top tip for productivity? You can spend 5 minutes putting together 50 or 100 words around that, and then send that off. They don't always get picked up, but often they do. How do you find these opportunities, I hear you ask? So there are 2 ways that I use, and I'm sure there are others as well. But there's a website called Harrow, Help a Reporter Out. So if you go to helpareporter.com or Google it, you'll find this, and you subscribe to that. And every day they will send you a list of different media who are looking for people to either submit a whole article, be interviewed, or share a quote or a piece of advice. And so that can really help. It can just take minutes to go through. Often, when you sign up for this service, it's rare that you will find something in every single email that you can submit to, but you will often find 2 or 3 things a month that you can be featured in, and that's enough. That's great. If you think that every month you can be featured in between 2 and 5 different websites just for a small paragraph, and having those backlinks and the social media exposure, that's really powerful and really adds up, particularly if you're doing this on a regular basis. So it's not a one-off, but like consistently new people are linking to your website, then that's really good for your ranking as well. And the other tool you can use, of course, is guesting on podcasts like this one, because podcasts can be even more powerful than traditional media or blogs, because they are featured on more platforms. So a podcast is often, it's also found on YouTube. It's found on that person's social media, the same as with a blog post, but it's also then on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on SoundCloud, it's on various other platforms as well. So you really get found in a lot of places, and their show notes page will often then have a link back to your website. So you get lots of links for the price of one, almost, with podcasting. And with podcasting, speaking and being interviewed, just answering questions and being guided through that process is often, for a lot of people, much easier than writing something clearly, structuring that, editing it, getting it all the layout perfect, and so on. So I try to include in my PR strategy podcast guesting as well. It's also a lot of fun. I really enjoy always getting to meet other people, and I love how the questions they ask, even on similar topics, are always a little bit different. So I'm learning more about what people want to know about my topics as well. And so it's a really wonderful experience that's enriching for me too. The other thing that I use, and it's a strategy that I used back in '96 and it still works today, is getting listed on directories. That's easy backlinks to your website, particularly if they are relevant for your industry as well. So again, it's telling Google, I'm listed on this website for this specialization, because my website is all about that as well. So that can really help too. And usually it's quick and easy and free as well. So the PR, the podcast guesting, getting on directories, using SEO, these are all strategies that just take a little bit of time, a little bit of thought, a little bit of knocking on doors, but you don't spend a penny to get these, and they're really, really powerful. So the final strategy I've used, which is, again, completely free, and I feel very underutilized, so I recommend that you go out and do this as soon as you finish this episode, is Google My Business. So if you Google My Business, you will find that you can create almost like a mini website on Google, and you can put in photos, descriptions of your different products. You can share articles that you've been featured in. So everything that we've been talking about so far, you can put links to those on your Google My Business page. So you can really fill that out. So anyone who searches for you or your topic on Google, you don't just get listed in the usual ranking, you also get a listing in the little box on the right-hand side. So you get double exposure. And if you've got some reviews on your Google My Business page, then you'll come up and it will say 30 people have given Melitta a 5-star rating. And that's instant credibility. That instantly tells someone who's interested in your services that you're worth taking a look at. It's that social proof. It tells them that you've got something valuable that works, that other people have already tested for you and have said, yeah, Melitta's brilliant, go and check her out. And the more Google reviews that you get, the more Google will show your page, because they can see that, oh, Melitta's getting all of these 5-star reviews. She obviously has something of quality to offer. So let's promote her above this other business coach that perhaps has one review or no Google My Business page at all. So setting up your Google My Business page will take you half an hour to get the basic page in place. And then you can start asking people for Google reviews. And what I quite like about the Google reviews is people tend to keep them short. Just a nice little summary. If I ask people for a LinkedIn review or testimonial that I can use on my website, that's longer. So then I can use these different types of testimonials in different ways. So sometimes just having a snapshot of a short Google review is just what you want. So once you have your Google My Business page, you want to make asking for reviews part of your strategy. So you can go back to previous clients, people who know that you offer a quality service and would be willing to recommend you to other people. And I would invite you right now that if you enjoy this podcast, if you're part of my community, you enjoy the various free trainings I offer, anything like that, if you've had a great experience with me and my content, go right now, well, after this episode, and give me a Google review. I would love that. It would really, again, help boost my search engine ranking, and it helps give other people the confidence to take that next step with you. Other people say, oh, Melitta's got some information that's worth listening to. Let's go and check her out. So it really helps. So create your account, verify your business, fill out all the details, add in the posts and videos and the product descriptions, blog posts, anything like that, then start to get reviews, start to invite people. And it gives you a little link you can share with people as well. And then keep it up to date. Just make a little note in your calendar once a week, once a month, however often, to see what else you can be adding in there so that you're keeping that refreshed and up to date and lively, which is more interesting. And it tells Google that you are an active business as well, that you're always looking for new ways to add value to your clients. So again, that's going to help tell them that if they send anyone to your website, that it's going to be worthwhile and they're going to get that quality experience that the search engines are looking for. So that's what I've done. And over time, it didn't happen instantly, but over time, by being consistent with my podcast, consistent-ish with my blog post, and using PR to get out on other people's blogs, in magazines, on other people's podcasts, that has all helped as well. So all of these different things have helped me to make sure that I have all the different keywords on my website. I've used the SEO strategies that I told you at the beginning of how to put those keywords on your page. And with those quality links out, those quality links across my website and the quality links back into my website, all of that together has really told Google that I am worth ranking highly. And because I'm doing this, I say, consistently, and that is the key. You can't just go out there one month and do all of this and then never do anything again. You have to be doing this consistently to show the search engines that you are active, you are working to add value to your client base the whole time, to your audience. And that is going to build that know, like, and trust with the search engines, not just with your prospects, but always keep that quality experience in mind for humans first. So who is coming to your website? How are you going to create an extraordinary experience for them? How are you going to welcome them, as we were talking about before, with making your website feel welcoming, feels like a reception desk, it feels like you're guiding them, adding value at every step of your client journey with you. So think about your ideal clients first, and then go back and check, have you done the SEO? Have you got the keywords in the right place? What else could you do to enhance this? How could you get known for this topic elsewhere? Who else can you link to? How can you add value to other people's audiences and therefore bring more people back to your website as well? It all works in tandem. It's not doing something for search engines without also doing it for your audience and for other people out there and generating that value in the marketplace. So I hope you found these insights helpful. Come and let me know in the Driven Female Entrepreneur Facebook group. Join the discussion there. And if you have any other questions around this topic, come and ask me, and I'd love to follow that up in future episodes. Already there are some questions I've received about how do you talk about yourself on your website? That's something that people find very difficult. And also some questions around how do you do website and social media? How do they interact and work together? So I'll cover these off in future episodes as well. But let me know, what other questions do you have? How else can I serve you? And as always, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do share it with your network and help others grow alongside you. And leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps, or even on Google My Business as well. So I've been your host, Melitta Campbell, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, and I nearly forgot. Don't forget to go and get your free bundle of web training to help you get found online at melittacampbell.com/web. Okay, that's me done. See you next week.